With the pledge of allegiance, Brian, do that. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, welcome everyone. We'll do audience introductions. Kenny?
Okay, well, Inspector of Building and Transportation. Carlos Walker to what DES. Larry Bacon, concerned citizen at RSU56.
Megan Finnegan, I teach 7th and 8th grade ELA.
Thank you and welcome. There are no adjustments to the agenda. First item is the minutes of the August 26, 2025 board meeting. Could I have a motion, please?
Yeah, an agenda.
Well,
Yeah.
You didn't ask for a copy.
Oh, yes, I have, because I can't print them.
You didn't tell me at the end of the last board meeting that you wanted paper copies. I was here for the last bit.
Oh, you?
I always need a copy, I'm sorry.
Okay,
Because I can't
She's in a
print them.
dead location.
I don't have any internet.
She's a.
do you have your device with you?
No.
I got an idea, just back
Okay.
in for.
Oh, oh my God, that's a story. Well, it's new. We're learning.
I'm learning, so.
We asked at the last board meeting to go paperless as much as humanly possible. We're asking our staff to reduce paper use, so we were just looking for it out. Anybody that needs paper to let Cindy know, get a couple people know.
Yeah.
Did we receive a copy of the minutes?
Yes, in your email.
Here, it's on this. All right, I didn't see it.
Well, you know what? I had to email her.
Right here.
Oh,
Click on the link.
How do you get it? And then I figured it has it.
Yeah,
Like clicking on the blue under the blue.
double click.
Well, I didn't know it's double. I was.
Yeah. So the link's right there.
All right. So do I have a motion yet?
I'll give you a motion.
All right, second.
Second.
Comments, question, or revision? Seeing none, all those in
What'd you just do?
favor? Okay. Opposed, non-voting? We're voting on the minutes.
Non-voting.
Okay,
Reviewed the minutes.
Brad's. Thing. Did you vote?
Yes.
Yeah, she did.
I've seen,
Okay,
yes. This is confusing.
I would do it.
okay, you were helping, so there. Okay. Okay, good. Did you get that?
counting down.
Yeah, all approving the minutes. There. And non-voting? And abstain.
It's like a blind, you can blind thing.
Well, we'll get through. Well, it's hard when,
Change.
there. Okay, public comment. This is the time the public can make a comment.
Sure.
I don't even have a podium. Are you coming up, Larry?
Everybody hear me?
Yeah.
But if you come down, will he hear from there?
You can hear from there.
Okay, good. If you can, then you don't have to come down.
Stay wherever you want. The Health and Human Services along with the Department of Education, the executive branch are denying school-age children COVID-19 vaccine, spreading misinformation about measles, along with dangerously promoting other false narratives about vaccines, all of which could eventually cause harm to the children of RSU56. This has already been evident in the recent outbreaks of measles in 2025. And by age and vaccination, I have the following. Under 5, 400 cases, 28%. 5 to 19, 542 cases, 48%. 20 and over, 482, 34%. Unvaccinated, 92%. More than one dose of MMR, 4%, more than 2 doses, 4%. The last significant measles outbreak during the last decade in the United States before 2025 occurred in 2018-19 under the first Trump administrations. Schools were significantly impacted as authorities closed them in affected areas, barred unvaccinated children from attending to prevent spread, and implemented other public measures to contain the outbreak. There were over 1,200 cases during the outbreak. Measles is transmitted through the air when an infected person coughs, sneezes, or coughs. The virus can also spread through contact with contaminated surfaces or objects such as doorknobs, toys, and tissues. It's important to note that people with measles are contagious 4 days before the rash appears and 4 days after. That's 8 days that a child cannot be involved in the school setting or their education. That is 8 days that the family has both parents working. One will have to lose 8 days of work to stay home and care for their child and lose 8 days of wages. Moreover, that puts a strain on the already overworked, underpaid, and sometimes attacked school staff at RSU56. Some states, in order to combat misinformation, are taking this health crisis with others to soon follow. Oregon Broadcast, September 3rd, 2025. The CDC and Department of Education have become a political tool that increases peddles ideology instead of science, ideology that will lead to severe health consequences. The Democratic governors of Oregon, Washington, and California are forming a new health public partnership aimed at preserving access to vaccines. The partnership, called the Western Health Alliance, will develop its own immunization guidelines, quote, informed by respected national medical organizations. To quote Zachary Rubin, MD, vaccines are one of the greatest achievements in medicine. They have saved thousands of lives every year, prevented suffering, protect their communities. Few tools in the history have done more for human health. I'm here tonight to suggest to this board, if the superintendent's office hasn't already done so, to support that statement from Dr. Rubin. I propose that a board member tonight make the motion that would promote what is happening in other states. Write a letter to send home to educate parents with the truth about effectiveness and safeties of vaccines. Educate them about the consequences of measles outbreak and other contagious diseases and how all vaccinations are vital to the success of children in school. There are many consequences, but the economic impact is significant, with cost to public health responses often outweigh direct medical costs. Outbreak disrupt communities as well as disrupting the educational process, especially affecting high groups like infants, young children, pregnant women, and uncompromised individuals. The United States government is designed denying families the protection needed to keep them safe and healthy, while other countries are recognizing vaccines are a vital component to success. Quote, in Europe, multiple European public health and regulatory bodies, including European Medicines Agency, EMA, and the European Center for Disease Prevention and Control, ECDC, have consistently affirmed the effectiveness of approved vaccines. Tonight, I ask you to stand up, speak out with a unified voice, and stop their dangerous rhetoric, their lack of defending the rights of children, and for this duly elected board to demonstrate and reassure the citizens of RS56 your willingness and duty to protect our children and assist them in having a productive and safe year. Parents deserve to hear the truth from all levels of our government. Thank you for your consideration to this matter, LJW.
Communications,
No new communications.
old business, Bruce, have you guys met since?
Yeah, we met the first Wednesday of the month. We went through a few little parts of our normal agenda. We got a report from Dave Murphy, our adult education director. He has said that he had a very successful summer session. He's graduated 17 last year. He's on the process of getting the little satellite station opened up at the Hope Building on Congress Street. He sent out a brochure. I think most everyone got it in the mail. Talks about what programs are available and a little bit about the programs that are out there. The superintendents all met that morning. They've talked a lot about attendance for students and staff and professionalism. We went on to look at our numbers. Right now, as of that last Wednesday, we are at 279 students. We have 3 from Buckfield, 5 that are taking virtual courses, 1 homeschool, 121 from Mountain Valley, 66 from Telstar, and 83 from Derigo. Our staff members been working on their certificates as teachers do as well. We have certain guidelines that they must meet. 6 of our staff members finished their 7 needed courses over the timeline, so they've got all the certificates all in order. We ended up with a lot of our meeting was spent on informing 2 new board members for Region 9 about what's going on with our buildings. We're still at a stalemate. We've got to a point now where we've been complacent as far as we're going to go, and now we've decided to seek legal counsel. We're in the process of fighting this with the one person who's holding the major card for us to give us occupancy for our buildings. So we've sent everything to a team of lawyers. We found that we had to go with 2 construction lawyers. That's going to represent us and see if that can get us anywhere forward. So far, it just, again, has not made any sense of how someone can sign to build the building that was tabled and labeled to be a welding lab, to have it constructed, completed, just about ready to occupy it, and then being told that we can no longer occupy it because it doesn't meet their quote unquote, their standards. We've talked to a lot of people, and it seems like the only way we can do is to get legal counsel involved. So that's where we're at. We don't have any answers on that until we get some information from them. We had a couple of our members who did some more continuing education books, programs for them and moved up on our salary scale. So we've got a couple of masters and a couple of different programs that we have. That's pretty well it.
Any questions for Bruce? So are you going to use the greenhouse?
We can't occupy.
No, that one either. Okay, all right, I didn't know.
And just for the record, Brenda did reach out to all the superintendents and say she would come to any board meeting to go through this. Response from me was like, we're always welcome to come to a board meeting and happy to put it on, but we have 3 people that use her at a board meeting, and Bruce typically gives a pretty thorough overview. But at any point in time, if the board would like to have Brenda herself come, she's more than welcome to do that.
Yes,
Hey Bruce, when the first meeting I went to about that, when they talked about the issue, I want to reiterate that first of all, it's great that they probably decided to hire an attorney because that's where it needs to be at. But that engineering firm that approved it has professional liability insurance to cover that.
Actually, there's a lot of legalities and they do not. They do have insurance, yes, but they have a just cause. And they have certain codicils in there that say that but it's not the engineering firm that's the problem. It's the person who signed to build it, which is the problem.
Yeah.
So we've got our engineering firm, went through everything. They sent all the information along with test results, the amount of water that we had. They knew everything up front at day 1 before ground was broken. And after the ground was broken, the building was built, it's ready to go. Then at that time, they said that we didn't have adequate pressure. We spent $140,000 to put a certificate, put a certain pump that we required to bring up the pressure. So we did everything that we was told, and now it's all built and ready to occupy. It says we can't occupy it because we don't have enough gallons per minute that he feels will suffice.
I think that's a regulatory problem then.
So the problem, it comes down to he's the only one who's saying it doesn't. Everybody else says it will. everyone says that we've checked into it and supposedly, again, what I've been told is that our. Sprinkler system that we have installed by a professional group what we're looking for is that. If a fire started in that building, can we get students and staff out safely?
That's a real issue.
And out of that building, anytime we have an A to B day, anytime the most amount of people would be in that building would be 20, they would be 30 if you had both programs at the same time in there with the instructors. We have 3 access doors on different walls. We have 2 overhead doors as well that can be operated even if power is out, pull the cord like anything and
It's a
open it
steel
up
building too,
to
right?
get out.
No, it's not a wood frame building,
No,
right?
So-
it's not gonna go up in flames.
when someone can come up and give me a truthful answer of why we can't occupy it, I'm ready to hear about it, but, the person who's holding the card, it happens to be the Mexico fire chief, and so he gives us authorization, we're stuck, and then he's actually said, when Barbara asked about the greenhouse, I'm considering it,
That sounds great.
he hasn't said anything yet, so.
Rachel,
What is the exact criteria he's asking you to do?
What's that again?
What is he asking you to do for those?
It's not,
for the
he's
gas
asking us,
station?
he's just all of a sudden said that the flow test rates that we have, that we submitted at day 1 with 350 GPM.
Yeah.
And he's saying now he wants 450.
Right, and what is his answer, or what is your answer to get to the 450, even though you're not gonna do it?
It
What
isn't,
would the
it
answer
isn't
be?
that we're not gonna do it, it's that someone would need to put a new water line from Walmart to Region 9. And right now, no one seems to wanna donate $2 million to do it.
So it's a water line, not a water tank.
Well, then they said another option is to put in a water tank, and then they want that, it could be anywhere between $150,000 and $200,000.
What's the size of the tank?
I have no idea,
No.
they've said a number of gallons they want us to put in.
gallons.
How much?
25,000.
They want us to put it in the ground, they want us to maintain it and also pay for the water that you're gonna put into it.
That's insane.
That was the answer.
And
So
I
we
did
found that we
see
have to
where,
insure
well, that would help other things, and like, no.
it. We actually, I went to a further thing and asked if that could have a dry hydrant put down by the river. The river's always got water, even there's low water, there's still
There's
water
still
there, and he refused that one. And then I went to him and said, well, I've checked around and that all the surrounding fire departments all have holding tanks. Which would come up with the amount of water that he would need. However, he says he will only count the 2 stations that have 24/7 manned people. That would be that'd be Rumford and Mexico, so therefore there is an adequate water. I says, I don't know if you've been to many fires, but I says, I've been to a few of them and I've seen mutual aid and I've watched a truck from Andover there. I've seen Peru there, Dixfield there, I've seen East Dixfield show up. How can you say you wouldn't have adequate supply? Well, when someone can give me the right answer, let me know.
Thank you.
Any other questions? All right, new business, I'm gonna let you do it.
Okay, so the first business is the motion to elect a board chair. We have a motion.
I'd love to make a motion to elect Barbara Chow.
Okay.
She seems to do a good job, so.
Okay, to, like, I don't know if do I motion close or do I just?
Well, you asked them.
Are there any other motions that we want to entertain, or do you would like to close motions?
Make a motion to cease nominations?
Second, all in favor of that?
Yeah.
So we'll go back to the motion in a second to have Barbara as board chair, all in favor? Okay,
I'm on vote. Thank you. I hope. Keep your trust. All right, now motion to elect a board vice chair.
what's that?
Is there-
Carl is.
Carl is. I nominate Carl for vice chair.
Second.
Nomination cease. I make a motion nomination cease. All in favor, cease it. So vote for Carl to be vice chair, all those in favor? All right, I know it was online, your thing about appointments to the committee, usually, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 big ones. I know we have gaps in building and grounds and transportation. Officially Liz will be on, because we try to get one from each town, but also because a lot of people work, it's very difficult, and Liz is pretty close. To sign the warrants, we have wellness, dropout prevention, which Brad is still doing, so if there's anything that you are interested in. There's curriculum, I mean, you can always attend, but to be a member, we don't want a quorum, but, you're non-voting. But
It'd be
you're
nice
still there.
to see someone else on dropout prevention.
I'd like to be on that one. Your name's on it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Do you still want to do that?
I'm gonna do all the committees if I can,
Oh, yeah.
all the ones I've been on.
Yes, I figured. No, I just want to clarify that you still.
Oh, yeah, no,
Yeah.
but it's nice to have another board
Yeah.
member on there too.
And so just let me know, yes, Rachel.
So what do I do? Just.
You can, after the meeting, let me know, or tell me now, if whatever, or email me. So, okay. Cause I know like, and then once you meet, you'll nominate a chair to the committees. So, and negotiations does not meet this year.
That is not.
You didn't tell me we weren't.
I didn't tell you we weren't.
Who is that?
We have new truth in this.
Oh, we do.
Sorry, we're not gonna meet him this year, have to wait.
I mean, we haven't got our list.
List,
But
it is
don't-
nutrition,
but, yeah,
okay.
nutrition contracts.
All right.
Are they always all
Are they their own bargaining unit?
Yeah, they're, it's me. Yeah, their own, so.
They're not MEA.
I mean, so building is ground has an opening, cause there's only Julie, Carl and Bruce. No, and any others, so let us know. Oh, you missed, well, if you read the minutes, we got someone to do the delegate assembly.
I would say I missed that part because
You want
I
to
didn't
do
know.
it?
You almost got volunteered not to be here, that was great.
Uh,
That would
I'm so
work out
glad
great.
Rachel did.
That's true too, it'll be easy.
I see, I think Rachel being new.
Yeah.
Probably made a mistake, so good luck.
So
I was thinking one for the.
Pam did send us the things too, and I clicked on the link. I really gotta focus. So the meeting is October 18th.
Yeah.
So probably maybe the next meeting, if there's any of the resolutions, if she's gonna be at, she can, we'll discuss and say, hey or yay, we like it or not. I started to skim, will you remember to put that on the agenda?
I would, I thought last time that's what this time was for,
Well,
but I can put it on again,
isn't there a lot of them?
quite a few, but.
Yeah, and then revisions. I didn't go for the constitution and bylaws, but the other ones, that will give us time.
I will put it back on, so.
Thank you, sorry,
You're all right.
Yeah.
because that way we will vote, have a vote of, or do a consensus.
Yeah, that's what number 5 was, because it's tonight,
Oh,
but I'll put 4 and 5 back on next time.
you know, what we can do too is have it on the screen, and that way it's hard, I bring my.
Okay, I will just put 4 and 5 back on next time.
Okay, thank you. Oh, I didn't see that 5 discussion. All right. On number 6, it's the motion to update the following policies to reflect the 2020 Trump versions. AC, ACAA, ACAAR, ACAB, and ACABR. There wasn't a lot of changes because last year we didn't do the 24. We had to the 2022. And the only other changes, if you saw, was there was a hair one and different things, and the word I cannot say, familia. So, and actually proceed. So we went very thoroughly over the committee. So could I get a motion to change them? Second,
Second.
Comments, questions, revisions? Seeing none, all those in favor? Thank you, vote.
Can I just point out that that was a motion to update them, so they won't be back for second reading because they were just an update from.
Yeah, just so you know, the same form is linked to ACAB and ACABR,
That.
so we do need to fix that.
Oh, okay.
Glad we through with it. All right. Then we're going to the first reading of proposed revision of policy JJI, eligibility for participation in co and extracurricular activities. Could I have a motion, please? And the second?
Second.
And this is, as you can see, it was Sarah who came to us. And there's a bullet about when they checked eligibility and the way we took out as well as and or every 2 weeks, because sometimes it lands where she was doing it twice, right in a row, so that was the only minor revision. But they do check them every 2 weeks, correct? Correct.
They do.
They do. Any other questions on that? Seeing none, all those in favor? Thank you. Okay. First reading of policy, JIC, system-wide student code of conduct. Could I get a motion, please?
So moved.
And second?
I'll second.
This one, this is one that kind of it's required, and you're basically a certain area, you list the policies you have under it. So the policy committee decided wouldn't hurt to have our new revised cell phone policy there under technology, the technology piece. Computer devices and internet use. So that is what we did there. Any questions or comments on that?
I just have a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
I don't seem to find that, is the policies email?
They're embedded in your thing. If you click on that blue link.
Meaning you double click. I had to send her a message.
Yeah, here I heard her talking about it and it's.
I sit there and I was going, it's
I
not.
was looking, I'm saying, they look pretty good looking.
See, we trash it. I feel better. I thought I didn't really want.
Jay, yeah, see, which one we got this policy side.
Oh, there you go.
My bad, sorry,
No, it took me
You're not the only one that's asked.
well,
20 minutes.
I thought I knew what you were talking about, just a double that just covers it. Yeah.
No, I was sitting there and it goes, not do anything. There's nothing. Okay, you all set, Carl?
So, yeah, sorry for that.
No, that's fine. See, I was, what could figure it
I had
out.
other people ask you before you.
Well, you started, Bruce.
Well, I didn't interrupt you, but with the student code of conduct, have we started our new it's the cell phone thing? Are they putting them in their bags when they first show up?
They're putting them in their yonder pouches and then in their bags, yes.
So that started day one.
They did, in both the middle school and
How's
high
that
school.
working?
It's actually going quite well. It's, yeah. Lainey's given a double thumbs up. Mr. Long would agree with that. And at the high school, there's really only been, you know, a couple handful of kids that are pushing back a little, but for the most part, people are doing what they need to. And I really, on behalf of the administration, I will say that we appreciate the fact that we look at them and say, it's board policy.
And do it.
Like, oh, the way it is, the way it's gonna be, it makes it easy though, makes it really easy for us.
Brad,
I emailed Kaylin, how's it going? And she said, it's been a couple of disciplinary actions, Pam suggested, but that. Teachers are reporting overall, it's been nice and that the classroom environment has improved. And that's just a couple, 2 or 3 weeks in. So, that's nice to hear. I figured it was gonna be a bit more visible from parents, to be honest with you.
Hasn't been, I think, I will say that we did a lot of publicity, so during the summer, I sent the policy. All of the information about the yonder pouches as well as the tiers of disciplinary actions for infractions to this policy. to every student at the middle school and the high school. Then I did alert call, and then I did another alert call at the end, and everything went out on social media, so there was a lot of prep
Playtime.
going into this.
Any other questions or comments? I think we're ahead of the game. I was very proud of that. See,
How is staff doing with those? Is staff having their cell phones up as well, or?
So
do
we,
they have access?
I started the year by telling staff that the expectation was that during academic time, when kids are with them, their cell phones should not be out. Did not tell them that they had to shut them off or put them away, because obviously, you know, people have elderly parents, they have reasons that people might need to connect with them. But it has not been an issue. The only issue I will say is every time I walk to the high school and middle school, I'm like, I'm now taking steps, because I take my smartwatch off. So my steps don't count anymore, but, no, they're doing well at this point. Like, kids are not complaining that staff have them out, so I think they're modeling very well at both the middle school and the high school.
great. Any other questions or comments? All those in favor? Reading, thank you. All right, first reading of proposed revision for policy BGR, policy adoption process. Could I get a motion, please? And a second? MSMA had really changed a lot, and it was on the bucket list, but, which you'll know when we go over to, is there to delete a policy, they incorporated another policy. And the changes you could see were about more, like Kathleen brought up at the beginning. Board members can, submit a policy, public and submit a policy, and it goes through the process. And we were doing a lot of the stuff too, we table things, we send it back. So it was basically some changes, but most of it we were doing in a lot of more public input. So any questions on that? Seeing none, all those in favor? Thank you. All right. Motion to delete policy BGG, policy manual maintenance. Could I get a motion, please?
So moved.
And a second? Second. Because things have changed, even when MSMA and the other one we just did first reading, a lot of it's digital. And a lot of it, like superintendent's office has a manual, cause it's gotta have one. And so, we used to have summertime bring it back, which we had to do, and who needed manuals and things. So we're trying to get where most of it is incorporated in our new regular, our procedure one. Any questions on that? Seeing none, all those in favor? Okay, first reading of new policy. BICE, certification of completion of freedom of access training required. Could I get a motion, please?
So moved.
And a second?
Second.
And this is where, Liz, you can get signed your thing. So, and, it's not that, but different administrator, we always forget that, I iterate, when you start a new, term, like I did, I watched it, and then I signed it, and I found this. So that's where it will be accessible to the board and to, the superintendent, because they have to have it somewhere, because people could come and say, do you have your board's freedom of access completed, and they will want that. So, any questions on that? Seeing none, all those in favor? Okay. And then I'm gonna turn the page. And then first reading, you know what you didn't do?
Yeah, no.
Oh, no, you did.
You skipped one. So
I missed BIC.
Right.
Yes,
Thought so.
I thought so. I'm going, wait a minute. All right, now I should have done the new policy, first reading of policy. BIC Board Member Freedom of Access Training. Could I get a motion, please? And a second?
second,
Comments or questions? This basically is telling us what we need to do, what boards do, and the what wonderful website we can do, which is great. So, any questions on that? I had my eyes closed when I was doing it, listening to Alex. So, all those in favor? Thank you. All right, there I feel better. Last but not least, the only thing is more like, housekeeping. Is, MSMA has IHBAL is ACAR on their list. And it's required, so we kind of wanna stick it together because you'd be surprised how nosy Rosie's so hard. Could I get a motion, please? It's just changing the total, the labeling. Second,
Second.
comments or questions? All those in favor?
Who was the first on that?
Liz, I hear Liz. Yeah, good hearing. And then you're up.
Yeah, I was just looking at your sub pay rate. So for the first time, we're going to need to have a substitute occupational therapist. We have one employed in the district and they will be out for a little period of time. And you would never be able to get an occupational therapist certified to come in and work for teacher sub pay. So we were looking at this and felt like it would be more like school nurse sub pay. So we would like to add OT next to school nurse so that starting when they come in, it would be $45 an hour for the rest of the school year, and starting January 1st, it would go up to $50 an hour. That's the only change that we're asking for. Because if we don't have a substitute OT, just so that you know, I don't think our OT would mind me saying they're going out on maternity leave. So when they're out, if we don't have a substitute OT, we will have to do compensatory services when they come back, and we'll have to do them through the summer, which would cost us more than having a substitute come in and take care of it now. And we do have a substitute that we've interviewed that we would like to be able to offer them the full $40 an hour for.
Make a motion that we accept the change.
Second, comments, questions?
Is our OT on benefits package now also? Our permanent OT?
Are they on the benefit?
Yeah, like they get 45 an hour, but then they get all insurance.
The long-term sub would not.
No, but does,
Our
but
current person is under the teacher's contract, so
But
they get
doesn't
all the
get that
benefits
much.
of the teacher's contract.
oh, we paid that much.
I know
If there's an OT line in
Line.
the salary scale, it's more than a teacher's scale with the same number, but I don't know what it comes out to be per hour, because they get salary.
Yeah.
we're lucky to have one.
Yeah.
Any other questions or comments? Bruce?
so if I'm reading the schedule that you've got printed off correctly, they're gonna get $40 an hour at this stage.
No,
Starting January
sorry,
one.
you updated this last time, so if you look at
So
the top, effective 1/1/25 is the
I
middle.
was just reading now, and it's like, why are they saying now, and then you got effective enough?
No, it's just because when I brought it to you last time for approval, that would have been current then. The current one is the middle row, so
Okay.
they start at $45 an hour till January, and then they go.
And how many hours are they here per week?
So Heidi, Conley is working out the schedule. They will not be here 40 hours a week. Heidi thinks it'll be, like probably less than 20. But it's just a matter of how many kids they have and, because they're not gonna be doing a lot of the other stuff that our full-time OT does. They would just be coming in and providing the services directly.
Okay.
So it won't be 40 hours a week. I can get you what it will be, but it will, like I said, it will still be cheaper to go this route than to have to do.
And we do have that in the budget to do.
Will come out of the substitute line.
So would they schedule that, or most likely it will be different all the time from there, or would they just, the same kids get OT?
It has to be in their individual education plan, so
So it'd be scheduled.
it'd be scheduled up, so they would know exactly who they needed to come in and work with.
And we have someone that's gonna fill this position.
We have someone that we've talked to that is certified OT that we feel pretty confident at $45 an hour, they'll come in and do this, but I didn't feel confident offering that without the board's approval of that amount because it's not on the list.
Not on the list. Hey, any other questions? All those in favor? We got some. All right, board member comments. Go ahead, Kathleen.
I was privileged to be the guest reader in Miss Cindy's second grade class, and I had a ball. The class was very well behaved. And I forgot what it is to be in a class of little types.
Did you sit on the floor?
I sat in a chair. The rest of the class sat
Was it a
on
little
the
chair?
floor.
The little chair. Little chair. No,
Big chair.
probably gave her. Any other?
I sat in a little chair when I observed.
Oh,
Oh,
dear. Any other board member comments? I think we're done. Okay, well, things are going great.
That's good.
Yeah, that's good.
So I just wanna let the board know in advance that we will not be having a meeting on October 14th. I canceled that one out because I will be in Salt Lake City for the annual National Forum for the Advancement of Rural Education. That is completely paid for by the Western Maine Education Collaborative. I'm the president on that committee, and I'm delighted that the person that was gonna go this year has backed out and I get to step in again. Because it's probably one of the best conferences that I've been able to attend. WMEC has paid for it twice for me. I went to Green Bay and I went to Savannah last year for it. This year, as I said, it's Salt Lake City. They'll pay for everything. And I get to go and learn all these new things and network across the United States with other rural schools and bring that back for the benefit of the district here.
Salt Lake.
I heard it's good, so I'm looking forward to it, but I will be going on April 14th, so. I wanted to let you know that I've been in all three of the buildings. I spent today at the middle school. The schools are running really quite smoothly. I know it's always, the beginning of the year is always a lot for everybody, but I really feel like it's great when I walk around and see the staff members at the middle school in particular all day today, reinforcing the same expectations and behaviors throughout the school. That consistency is really key. Like, we really talk about it with all of our staff members. It's like, I don't know how to call it, but that mom, dad effect. If mom says yes, and dad says no, you get this. But if everybody's saying the same thing, everything works more smoothly, and it's really, Mr. Long said it's the bar that's really helped them to get on the same page and be really consistent with expectations. So that's great to see. I will say that I said this before, the implementation of Beyond Pouches are going well at the middle school and the high school. And I have been filling in for Sarah Thurston this week as activity athletic director, and there are a lot of moving parts. So I am looking forward for her return at the end of this week, so she'll be back next week. But
I thought it was funny, you go up to me, football's at 7 o'clock, I go, no,
What
football's
is that
at
on my
4
schedule?
o'clock.
I'm going by what I have, and I've been calling athletic directors, and I'm like, yeah, I'm going superintendent, I'm acting like the athletic director, I know nothing, can you tell me what I'm supposed to do? It's really great. So all I will say for the rest of this week is go Cougars, and Monday Sarah will be back to.
Well, you only got one activity tomorrow. I don't know about middle school, but high school.
I didn't think I had any middle school events.
I don't know,
But I ended up having middle school events that I didn't know about, that I had to do some rearranging at the last minute, but it is all good. I think our athletics is set for the rest of this week. We did have a little snafu of a field hockey game the same night as Charlie's open house at the elementary school. That's wouldn't work because parking would become quite horrendous, so we managed to rearrange things with a few calls and changes, but I miss Sarah. I hope she's having a great time, but I'm looking forward to her return. I do not have any new hires or any of that, so I will call Mr. Robbins up for his BGT director report.
Good evening, everybody. Kind of what Pam had said, boy, I think this year was the smoothest opening week that I've seen. Buses, we had no problem, kids all got home in the right place, and it just, it was amazing how well it all together, so I hope I don't jinx myself. So I thought what I'd do tonight is just go over, all the site improvements and summer projects that we got done. I still got a few on my list that hopefully get done, before snow comes, but. One of the big things here at the high school, the new fire alarm is installed, working very well. The alarms that Scott and I were getting 3-4 times a day have stopped. Johnson Controls did that, so everything is all up to code. Fire detectors are all put in, panel was put in, the wiring was all checked, so that went really well. We had, it was about a week, we couldn't have any students in the building, but, they stayed on schedule and everything went well there. Outside, as Pam said, we try to kind of clean up outside a little bit. We did get the stone stall removed, and the guys got it seeded and hay down. We had put in a budget, the north ramp out here was getting really bad to cement. So we actually rented a skid steer with a hammer and chipped out all the old cement. We're lucky Rob Carver, he's the one the person up to the middle school there, custodian bus driver, but his carpentry skills are just phenomenal. We're lucky to have him, but so we have a new ramp, handicap ramp and stairs. We kind of changed the configuration a little bit, so the ramp itself matched the sidewalk here. So that's completed. We did put in the kitchen door that Gina had funded. That's all in. We did paint the kitchen. All the walls got painted. Kind of spruced it up a little bit. The dish machine booster that makes the hot water for the dish machine, that was put in just before school got out in the spring, so that was all up in operation. We were lucky to get some shelving from Mount Valley when they tore down the middle school up there. So what she wanted to do, the dish machine, the trays would slide in, but there was nothing catching them coming out, so the girls could just kind of make a smooth transition. So we were able to pick up some of that from Mount Valley, and I had a contractor come in and weld the stainless steel and all, make it so smooth. So now it's got a nice transition and everything here. ACs, we really got to try that out this summer, as hard as it was at the end. But it was, once they kind of got the bugs out of it, it worked very well, as everybody can tell tonight. Everything is computer controlled, so like if I got a room that's warm or something's acting up, I can call down a specialty and they can just go on the computer and see what's going on. Sometimes they have to come up, but usually they can kind of adjust it right from there. One thing that I still on my list for here is the gym window. We've got a broken window that bullet glass is kind of going to have to come and repair. Moving on to the middle school, again, we replaced the kitchen door up there. And these two doors, they were pretty expensive, but where we have so much freight going in and out of them, there were special thresholds and everything that went in. The door themselves, the hinges were much better than a standard door, so they're pretty rugged. We were able to do the hot water maker at the middle school. So now all three of our schools, we can shut the boilers off fall and spring as we need them. We don't have to run them all summer for hot water for anything that's going on in the custodian's kitchen and that kind of stuff. So that should be a big saver as far as oil. And also our boilers aren't running, so the life expectancy should be greater. Still, some of the things that I want to do at the middle school, really want to kind of get after some more grounds work up there. The tennis courts need some attention around the fences and get the fences cleaned out and kind of get that neat back up. And the storage building that we erected, 2 or 3 years ago really needs another coat of paint, so that's kind of on the list to try to finish up. Derigo Elementary, we give the pre-K and the playground fresh coat of chips. We were lucky enough, again, Urban donated the chips and we had equipment of our own. We hauled them in and the boys replaced them with the bucket loaders and everything that we have. We did, I think there was 4 doors at the elementary school that were giving us some problems with the swipe cards. We were able to get, some of them needed hinges, some of them needed crash bars. There was one door that was actually bent, so we replaced that. And they're coming Thursday to go over the key card, swipe, so we should be pretty good set there. The central office where Trish is, the lighting was getting kind of bad, so we put in all new LEDs with the dimmers so she can adjust the lighting in there. What we're finding over there, all the rooms and everything have the dimmers, but there's like 5 or 6 balances in each one of the lights. And we can't, the balances are like $125 a piece. So like, I think it's around $200 a unit, we can put in all brand new lights. We've been kind of slowly working our way towards putting new lights in. And these will be good, you know, the LEDs, they don't burn out, the teachers can adjust the lighting that they want, so. We've been kind of picking away at that, so we got Trish fixed up. Couple of things over there that I'd like to do, all of the schools, the manholes, the driveway drains have been cleaned and serviced. But I do need to get the septic and the grease trap done at the elementary school. I want to do some work around the Selwyn Pond that's down below, so any of the rainwater, whether it be the driveway, the roofs, all going into this pond. All the little saplings and stuff are kind of growing up, so I want to kind of get that fence area kind of neatened up. Transportation, the new bus garage up here. Rob built us a couple of awnings out over the doors. We found last winter that with the drip pitch and everything coming off, it was icing up and the doors weren't working properly, so he was good enough to do, that's all done, so everything should work out a little bit better this winter. State police was here, I think in the last of June, they inspected all the buses and that went very well. You know, our buses are in such good shape that they only come once a year. There's a lot of districts that come twice a year. So that went as well as it has in the past. I did my state reports and, the total bus mileage last year was 220,000. So we traveled, that would be summer school, so in 175 days roughly, we traveled 220,000, so, quite a few miles. A lot of that is probably 40,000 is our bus that goes to Margaret Murphy. So it, you know, we're traveling probably 180 or so, on our regular buses. We had summer school, we ran 5 buses, 2 vans this year, that went very well again. That, you know, for the crew, it doesn't really shut down at the elementary school because we did have all the summer school for all 3 schools over there where we got the air conditioning and everything. I put in 20,000 in the budget for like a new used van. We were lucky enough, the people that I used in Manchester, just outside of Augusta, was able to find us 2 for that price. So one of them come up from Fort Worth, Texas, it's never seen Roston, and the other one was come, Lower State from Rhode Island, so we really lucked out well there, so. We're pretty good at vans for a little bit. The new bus, should be in Maine this week. And then they said it'll be 2 or 3 weeks before it's ready for delivery. They go through it, the radio and the cameras will be installed down the little corners. So probably by the end of the month, we should have that online. Just kind of some miscellaneous stuff. All of our schools now, that we get the high school completed is all under Johnson Controls. So all of the rooms, are all carbon monoxide and dioxide. So if a room, and I use the gym as an example, but you know, if you get a lot of people in there in the wintertime and it gets a little stuffy, then all of a sudden you feel that fresh air. It's saying that, okay, that, you know, the monoxide's getting up high and we gotta freshen the air up. So, all the rooms are that way now. So the thermostat controls the heat, but it also detects that too. So if you feel a little bit of fresh air in some of the classrooms and everything, that's what's happening there.
I used to think it was just, that was our old version, remember the cold air would come in?
Yeah.
But then it'd get hotter back in, jail.
So that's really good. So air quality is as good as we can. The MERV 13 filters, we're using the best filters that we can buy. They get changed twice a year. The gym floors are scheduled, the elementary school is done, October, the middle school is gonna get a coat of finish, and then the high school, we wait right until just before basketball, but it's all scheduled. Roof inspections have all been done. This year we took over, the grounds crew took over the inspections of all of our bikes. We have about 40-50 bikes here in the district between all the two schools. We've been sending it out, it's quite pricey. Some of the work that was coming back, I really didn't think that they were doing a very good job, so we took that over ourselves. One thing we did just before school closed, and we kind of finished it off this summer. In the kitchens, all three of the schools was, they were using all different products, nothing was standard, so, I had Echo Lab come in. And so everything is all standard now in all three of our kitchens. I'm stocking the product that they need, so when they run out, they have it there. We don't have to wait for it to be shipped or anything, so that's been a big help for them. The Conex boxes, I don't know if anybody noticed, they're all gone out back here.
I saw them going that day.
So Pam gave me direct orders when she left, them had to be gone when she come back.
So
So
I
I
come
made
back from
that,
Africa, there better not be used.
I made darn sure they were done, but anyway, so we cleaned them out, got rid of some stuff that we didn't need, and Jason and Charlie, there was over, I think 11 pallets of books that Jason had bought for through the COVID money, I believe, but so we moved them all, cleaned them out, moved them up to the middle school or out behind the bus garage. We did save one for the bus mechanics and everything, to put tires and that kind of stuff in outside there, so we put all new shelving in it, we bought shelving, so between Charlie and Jason, it's all been organized, so a teacher can go in and get what they need, or they, you know, the principals can too, so that was a pretty good sized project. We spent, well, probably a week on and off in the central office basement. There is a,
Just saw the dumpster.
yeah, see, there's a vault in there, and then over time, we built a fireproof room down there, so a lot of the files just had to be reorganized and everything, but it was just storage and it needed to be cleaned out, so we spent as much as a week down there and got that kind of organized and cleaned out. Sarah she'd like to have some of this, we had quite a few, 3 or 4 of the little storage buildings around for the different fields that we've had, just to store like football stuff, or field hockey and everything, so she kind of come up with an idea so they could be better used, so the town was, we were lucky enough, the town let us use their forklift, and we just moved them around, so we get that done. I am one driver short, so if anybody's looking to drive bus, I'd be, so we do have an interview on Tuesday, so we're hoping we might be back to full crew, but we'll keep our fingers crossed. So that's what I have.
Questions, Bruce?
The two new vans that you have, can they be oiled down to protect them from rust?
Yeah, the crew went all through them, they use that, fabric wool that the black that they put on a bus. We do all the buses too. Every vehicle we have has been done, or is in the process already,
So you
so.
oil down the undercarriage and everything?
Yeah, and it's that, I can't remember what the name of it is, it's black, it's nasty.
Like a fluid film?
Yeah, it's like a fluid film, yeah.
Okay. I just figured since you said they came from down south.
Yeah.
I wanna coat them really well, so we
Yeah.
have use out of them.
Yeah, no, all the buses get done every year, and the vans and the plow trucks and.
The new bus that we're getting, is that replacing something? I know you said you
Yeah,
had a blown
yeah,
engine.
it's
Is that
replacing- Replacing the one that we lost the motor in.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Have we kept that one, have we parted it out?
We both picked it apart,
So
yeah.
we're about ready to get rid of the eyesore?
Yeah, in fact, two down at the town garage that we picked apart, and then this one here, so I really need permission from the board to put them out to bid. So if we could do,
Any of them besides, I know the one that's blown engine, but the other two, do they rot?
no,
None of them
I
are.
didn't know we had so,
no,
we could do a consensus, cause he'll come back with the bid thing. Thumbs up to,
I would like to see you get rid of them.
okay,
If you picked everything that you can off from them.
yeah, we did pretty clean, yeah. This year, when we put in for another bus, if we do so. The one that we're taking to Margaret Murphy every day, it'll have 200,000 on it,
That's a small,
Was that?
that's a small bus.
Yeah, so it's got the lift in it. It's all set up for them kids, got the seat, the ones that need the belts, and it's pretty much set up for that, so.
Oh, that's the one that we should replace that.
Yeah, what I'd like to do is, I can add one to the fleet, so the one that that we're using right now, I'd like to keep it. Cause we get a lot of the smaller sports groups that we could use that for, like golf, and, we have one now, but we could really use another one, you know, a lot of the kids go to. Like Walmart, you know, shopping, and there's just a lot of things during the day that we could really use another small bus for, so we'll run it out.
Yeah.
Use it out.
If we can keep it, though.
Any other questions for Kenny? Yes,
I don't have a question, but I just wanna add with the central office basement, I just wanna give a huge shout out to Shiloh Felt. She's the guidance administrative assistant, and as you can well imagine, all of the
debris.
files that were moved very quickly from Nash Street down to the basement. And you have to keep everybody's graduation files and records until they're deceased. So we have records for years and years, and she has reorganized all of them. Kenny was able to find some donated filing cabinets as well as some across the district, and she's got it much more organized down there than it's ever been. So just a huge shout out.
I
to
wouldn't even
Charlotte.
dare say how many files are out down there, we can't dare to guess, just a lot of them,
A lot.
yeah.
That was your office.
Yeah. Me and Mr. Kelly.
Any other questions? Thank you, Kenny, so much, and you guys do an awesome job. Is that it for you?
For me.
All right, committee reports, student rep,
I know that Mrs. Thompson's working on that. I've seen a couple of things being pushed out to the students, so.
Policy, we do need to meet when
sorry.
is the next.
It's next, September 23rd at 5 o'clock before the next board meeting.
Because when, they did the audit of special education, not that we are out of date, you have to review that. So we need to review, because I always look for any changes, so,
It's not gonna be on the calendar.
I will add it,
yeah.
Meetings.
yeah. So that, finance,
Yeah, I attended a bid opening on a technology Rust grant. It's like rural infrastructure. And Brian filled out the grant, we were accepted, and only one company had put a bid in. And we chose to go with that company. There's a lot of unanswered questions at the minute, like when we get the actual reimbursement. And what he's doing is these big Prometheus boards are like touchscreens, they're going through all 3 schools, I believe there's 7 of them. They're 75-inch, right?
8 for the elementary school, 4 for the high school, and 4 for the middle school.
And they're all hardwired together, and most of the things he needed were bid on, and some were not. So if you got any questions, you could ask him, because I really don't know. So.
good answer. Curriculum, Brad,
No, please.
okay, building and grounds, I know we just got our thing, and I know whenever you. Make a meeting, or you guys can decide on a chair, negotiations, we just found out, we have one. Whenever they contact us, personnel, Natalie's not here. So, I think besides the stuff.
Besides the interviewing, I don't think they.
Yeah. Ad hoc. Nothing. Dropout prevention,
Well, we have one scheduled, is it the 13th? No. Yeah, I think this next week is my
It is 15th,
15th, that's right. yeah.
15th at 3 o'clock.
Okay.
okay, technology committee, are we gonna meet?
We're looking to schedule one in the middle of October.
Okay. There we go, we have no executive session. Turning my page, gonna get a motion.
So-
to adjourn. Brad, Julie, all those in favor, good night.